Well, okay, man. Last night, not my finest hour, gotta be honest, but you know what? Living you learn, and I thought that things might go a little bit differently with that. But here we are, and ready for a good stream tonight, and I hope you are. So, feeling pretty normal. I knew as soon as I got out of the car that was a bad idea. And at that point, I did that like 10 minutes before I was ready to go on stream. So, yeah, not my finest hour, but we can move forward and just get on with the evening. So, how is everybody doing? See, we have a couple people in the chat. Baron Lands, Creative, Mary Rogers, hello. And yeah, so Luke and I were playing Mortal Kombat earlier, and I was kicking his ass. It was pretty fun. Matt likes comics, asked feeling better. Yeah, so um it was just like I was getting in my head too much and I was just overthinking everything. I was having a hard time keeping up with the chat, and so I just went to bed and passed out. And so I think the moral of the story is worst thing that happens when you smoke a bunch of weed like that is you act like a fool online and you know, take a nap and then you're fine. Yeah, I definitely was. So I had said that I would take a hit for every comment on my video for somebody who voted for me. And I gave up after 10 yesterday. And as you could tell, I definitely did not need any more. That was my first time having like some good shit in a while. Like I've been smoking some kind of weak stuff recently, so that was the first time having like some really good stuff, and it was not the best moment for me. However, I think it was a fun experience overall. You know, I watched back the footage and I got a laugh out of it, and you know, it wasn't as bad as I felt like it was in the moment. So that's all good in my opinion. But yeah, after I went to bed and woke up, I was okay. Jason says, where would you start for someone who's looking to get into comics? Well, I guess it depends on where you're looking to really start. I don't really know much about Marvel, so I can't make any recommendations there. I'm sure somebody is in the chat that can help you with that. But for DC, I'd say anything after Crisis on Infinite Earths, New 52, if you're into more modern stuff, like if you want to read like the current stuff that's coming out now, I'd say start with like New 52, kind of work your way towards that, and start with trade paperbacks. Don't like go the route of picking up single issues. If you're not really sure what you're looking for, find some characters that you really like and just pick up like a couple different storylines from them. Like that's how I first started when I was getting into comics, so that's how I normally recommend it for people. Just find a couple characters you like. Ben says he read Absolute Wonder Woman and it was fantastic. Yeah, I love it. I am a little bit behind. I read the first two issues. I need to pick up issue 3 and I think 4. I'm not sure if that's out yet. Mr. Mister says, you're awesome. We've all had moments like that. Yeah. So I took the last 4 hits before this one's because I had 14 comments on that video. I took 10 yesterday, tapped out, and I took the other 4 today, which is about the same as before I film a video, so not really any different for me right there. But thank you, man. We have Matt likes comics. Is it legal in New York? Yes, it was legal in 2021, April 2021, right in time for good old 420 right there. What is your favorite title that you're reading right now? I think favorite right now has got to be Absolute Wonder Woman for sure. I've really been digging that, and as Ben just said in the chat, I was one of the people that got him into that, and he loved it. So very cool. Definitely would recommend any of the Absolute stuff that's coming out. There's a lot to get excited for there. A plus comics. Do you have many comic books? Yes. Probably too many, but yeah, I have a lot, and it's a little overwhelming because I'm going through all of it. And, some that's in storage currently that I need to get back to my house from when I was moving. So yeah, it's a bit of a fun experience, but yeah, a lot of comics. So yeah, last night was a little rough, but it was chill, and I'm glad that everyone's here hanging out with me right now. So yeah, Luke and I, we were playing Mortal Kombat earlier, and he's been practicing lately, and he's trying to just get the hang of things. So he wanted to play against me because he's just been playing against like one of the AI bots. So he wanted to play against me, and I've just been kicking his ass. Like we played, I don't even know how many games. It was well over a dozen, and he won like maybe two out of all of those games. And he did get a brutality one of the times. That was pretty cool, but it was funny. The one time he was like trying to do something to get a brutality, and he said that, and I'm like, dude, you should focus on trying to win first. Like it was kind of fun, but yeah, and I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a hot minute, but that shit just comes natural to me, like especially as Katana. Like we went to this Mortal Kombat tournament that this local game club was hosting like a year ago, and I was just like destroying a bunch of these dudes. Like this one dude got so like mad after I won, he just got up and left. But yeah, it was a fun time. I didn't win, but I got pretty close. I got pretty close. I think the guy who beat me was the one who wound up winning. Mister, do you have an opinion on Absolute Batman? Yeah, I love Absolute Batman. I love the direction they're going with it. I always love seeing different takes. So yeah, I really enjoy Absolute Batman. I like the look of it too. I was kind of not over it for sure. At first I wasn't like totally on board, but like it's definitely grown on me, and I like the art from Nick Dragotta, Scott Snyder. Definitely one of the better writers in the game right now. So, yeah, a lot to like about Absolute Batman. What else do you collect besides comics? I have pretty big Blu-ray collection. I have pretty big music collection. We have a big CD shelf right over there. We have pretty big collection for the band Ghosts. That's just kind of something that's important to us. Like we got engaged at one of their shows, and we've been going to their shows since 2016. We're going to see them again in the summer, and it's going to be our 11th time. Like we're committed, but you know what? Like it's a different show every album. It's a different like Papa every time, different characters. So it's always a different sort of experience, and it's fun. I dig it. So Yeah, we go to a lot of concerts. That's kind of another little thing, I guess, a little collection of sorts. But yeah, I collect all sorts of things. Like I've been a collector my whole life, so bunch of weird little things I collect. But yeah, mostly physical media type stuff, comic books. I have a decent little collection of books, like just regular paperbacks and hardcovers. But yeah, we have Mary Rogers, Stick to Trade, just started reading DC, Knights of Steel, enjoying Tom Taylor's writing. Yeah, I really dig Tom Taylor on Nightwing. I read like the third. Dude, I got like crazy cotton mouth. I keep drinking all this water and just can't fucking get over it. But Mary Rogers, Stick to Trades. Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, I like Tom Taylor. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I read like the first three parts of his Nightwing run. It was pretty good, and I want to continue it now that it's over with. A plus says brains over brawn. Yeah. Mr. Cool, thanks. People said it was dumb before it came out. I was on the fence about the art. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better in action than just seeing some of like the still images of it. I think it grows on you. Manuel says greetings from Russia. Hello, good to see you. Ben says ghosts came into my LCS out of Gimmick when they were in town. That's cool. Yeah, they're putting out a comic actually, something through Dark Horse, and it's Sister Imperator, who is like one of the characters in Ghost lore. Because there's like a whole crazy lore with that band if you don't know about it, and the theory I have, the reason I think they're using Sister and not one of the Papas is because there was like some weird lawsuit years back involving like Papa and involving having his name revealed as Tobias Forge, and so I kind of think that maybe there's like still some kind of a rights reason why maybe they can't use him for that, but I'll still pick it up. I mean, if Ghost is releasing a comic, I'm definitely gonna do that. They have a foil variant that's on their merch store that's like an exclusive, so probably pick that up. Prayers upon the dying light. Best dollar bin find. I think the best dollar bin find I had was a Superman 700. It was the 1 in 25 variant, which actually a pretty cool book, not one that you see too often, and I found that in a dollar bin, so it was pretty cool. What character got me into reading comics? Definitely Batman. That's a character, of course, I've always read my whole life, and um, definitely like some of his side characters. Like I've always just loved like the Rogues Gallery of Batman. I love the Bat Family. So I started reading a lot of like Red Hood and Nightwing when I first got into comics and Batman. And when I started with the New 52. When I first got into reading that stuff, it was kind of towards the end of that era. So there was a lot to read, a lot of good stuff and collected editions that I just picked up, and that's where it all began. And oh, sorry. Who's your favorite sidekick from Boats and Hoes? My favorite sidekick? You know what? It's gotta be probably just Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's Robin. To me, he's always just like the Robin. That's how it was for me as a kid. So yeah. Manuel asked if I read any Kiss comics. No. Honestly, like I know a few Kiss songs. I dig a little bit of it, but no, not really. Haven't read any of that. Love Cassandra Cain is Batgirl. We need more of her. Yeah, I'm actually, like I said in one of my recent videos, I want to do more reading this year and really hone in on stuff. And I have the omnibus for No Man's Land, and that's the story she first appears in. And so, yeah, I've read a little bit past her first appearance in that story, and I still have a ways to go. But yeah, that's something I want to finish. That's a really cool story. If you haven't read No Man's Land, it's kind of a mammoth. So a lot of people, if they haven't read it, might be a little daunting. It's a lot, but it is so worth it. Absolutely. Some of the best Batman stuff out there. Like, I really love that you kind of just get a different perspective from all of Gotham in that particular collected edition. You really get to see like every side of Gotham and how they react to this earthquake, how they are devastated by this earthquake. So yeah, it's really, really interesting and cool, and I want to finish it. But got distracted reading some new releases this year that maybe I could have waited on. Actual Dracula, good evening. Hello. Ben NG, Cassandra Cain has an ongoing right now. They're only in issue 2, I think. Yeah, I've been seeing that in the shops. That's pretty cool. Who's writing that? Manuel, are you hungover? No, I don't drink. I'm a little stoned though. I did smoke 4 hits before coming on here, so definitely a little bit stoned, but I don't drink, I don't do any other drugs or anything like that. I'm just a fucking pothead, so if I ever seem a little goofy, that's probably why, but I mean, this is about the same as I am most of the time. I have a bit of cotton mouth, and water isn't really helping though. Um, Chris Parks, are you a horror fan? And if so, who is your favorite author? Um, well, I like horror. I like horror movies, but really I haven't read a whole lot of horror books. But yeah, I like horror movies and stuff like that. I've been getting into like picking up horror like comics, but yeah, I don't know if I really have a favorite horror writer, honestly. 757 Hustle Show in the couch, yeah, man. Fucking wild. Manuel, a country from USA, baby. Freedom land. Maybe this is weird, but I like cough drops for Cottonmouth. Yeah. Yeah, that probably sounds like a good idea. But yeah, I don't really have a favorite horror author because I really haven't read a lot of horror books. Like, I've read some Stephen King, and like, real talk, I'm not the biggest fan of Stephen King. Like, maybe that's just me, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of him. And Yeah, I haven't read I'm more a fan of nonfiction, like, I really like reading nonfiction books, if we're being honest, that's just me. Like, I have a lot of books about, like, the mafia and stuff like that, and I love reading about, like, war and just nonfiction stuff, real things that happens, like, I really like kinda that dark, twisted part of the world, and I just like kinda understanding and exposing myself to as much culture as possible, even the darker side of it, you know? It's kinda me. So, yeah, I don't really read a lot of fiction. Outside of comics, of course. That's kinda where I get my fix for fiction and stuff like that. DC horror has been fun, from Prayers Upon the Dying Light. Yeah, DC horror, that's always really cool. It's really cool. Really keep tripping over my words, man. Really cool stuff there. Tried to get into Clive Barker's stuff after watching Hellraiser. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know a lot of Hellraiser. I'm a fan of like Nightmare on Elm Street. That's my favorite horror movie, and I like kind of like more slasher, kind of more like grounded in reality stuff. So yeah, that one's not one that I ever really watched. We have a girl from my hometown who directed a film adaptation of one of Stephen King's stories. She won a Dollar Baby competition. Interesting. From Manuel. Cool. Well, thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for putting up with me. So, yeah, I don't really have much I want to do tonight, but just wanted to kind of have a chat and make up for last night being a little bit not the greatest. Chris Park says, like the mafia stuff too. Well, there's some of my favorite books. I really liked, I read, what was it, Donnie Brasco, the story by Joe Piscone, and I really liked that one because Joe Piscone was an undercover agent, and so you get like a really different kind of perspective of the mafia than you get when it's kind of just these wise guys being interviewed for books. Like I love Wise Guy. I love I Heard You Paint Houses. Those are some of the books that were made into movies like Goodfellas and The Irishman. And I really like those, but you know, those are just kind of a bunch of wise guys being interviewed. And I really liked hearing Joe Piscone's account because he's, you know, an FBI agent. He's one of the outside, but he was in with that crowd long enough and he almost became a made man. And so yeah, that's a really interesting book, Donnie Brasco, and there's a movie with the Johnny Depp in it as well, and it's a pretty good movie. But I'd highly recommend the book. Really, really good book. Um, Manuel, have you watched the Child's Play movies? Not really. I've seen like bits and pieces of it, honestly. But no, I haven't really gone through and watched all of them. Chris Park says Donnie Brasco's a good movie. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it was definitely a good movie, but I would really, yeah, I'd recommend the book if you're looking for something cool to read, some kind of nonfiction, mafia stuff, sort of a different perspective on that you don't always get. So, yeah, really cool. I'm just gonna run real quick and grab some more water. So talk amongst yourselves. Mr. Mister said it's important to stay hydrated. Hell yeah, dude. It's important, as always. Yeah, dude. You tripled your water intake and no more foot pain. Yeah, I mean that's good. Like people, it's kind of a meme and it's kind of a joke. Like people always say, "Oh, just drink more water," but like I mean it's right. Like everything's pretty much better. Just drink a little bit of water. I mean, obviously not, but most things, like you get a headache, probably drink a little water, like most people are not drinking enough water. Most people are not eating right and getting enough exercise. And so I have no problem telling you, yeah, drink some more water. And I definitely need it because I have a little bit of cotton mouth. But that's just neither here nor there. Drink more water and be hydrated. And maybe don't be a degenerate like me. But Chris Park says Public Enemies is a good movie with Johnny Depp. It's about John Dillinger. Yeah, I don't really know that one. You know, I really like some of the old black and white mob movies, like James Cagney and The Public Enemy. Dude, that's an awesome movie if you haven't seen that from 1931, I think. 31. I think it's 31, but yeah, great movie right there. Very dark ending. Yeah, these were like very, very early kind of before like the movie Code. And if you haven't seen it, check out the original Scarface. Like I know everyone loves the Al Pacino version, but the original one, I think that was from 31. It was definitely around the same time as Public Enemy, and that's a really dark, messed up movie. That was really, really dark for the time, especially. So if you haven't seen it, check out the original Scarface, black and white movies. But if you can get over that, I love that stuff. I love that era, that part of culture. So if you can get over that, I would definitely check that out if I were you. Watch some of the old black and white stuff. Crazy how I think I need caffeine, but actually just need water. Hell yeah, dude. Like, real talk, I have been drinking way too much tea lately, and I think it hasn't been good for me. Like, I think I have more natural energy when I don't caffeinate. So, I think I just want to get back to just drinking nothing but water and kind of cut the caffeine. That's definitely just something I need to stick to. I always just feel better when I drink nothing but water. I haven't seen you say anything about Transformers, but the current Image Transformers storyline is pretty good. Yeah, that's cool, man. Transformers is definitely kind of outside of something that I really know about, but I mean, I'd be open. I have been hearing a lot of really good things. So, with all the stuff I've been hearing, maybe I will have to check it out. Or, look up some reviews, maybe see if it's something that I would be interested in. I'm usually pretty good at gauging what I like, so but you never know. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff, so we'll see how that goes. Baby Space is a good movie from Scrotus69. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Is that's a Johnny Depp one, right? Yeah, I haven't seen that. Can't watch everything, but that might be one I check out at some point. Clive Barker has some cool stories. I want him to finish the third book of the art. I don't know anything about that, but sounds cool. Chris Parks for real. Donnie Brasco is awesome. Yeah, dude, Donnie Brasco is really cool. Good movie. Watched The Ninth Gate. It was a good Johnny Depp movie. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of these, so yeah, haven't watched that. Barbara Stanwyck is wicked. Yeah, I don't know who that is. But thank you for your comments, Scrotus. Chris Parks, yeah, I've seen it a bunch of times. Mr. About yeah. Oh, it's an old movie from the 40s. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. Energon Universe is pretty good. You should check that out. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. What's like a point to start with it? Like, because I'll admit I don't know anything about that. So, but I keep having people recommend it. So if you want to tell me where to get started with it, I might actually consider it. I'm looking to get into more like indie kind of stuff. I don't know if that's really indie or not, but I mean, I think it's Image, right? And Image is indie, so Babyface 1933. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. Let me look it up and see if it's a cover that I've seen, because I've seen a lot of old movies, and not everyone exactly sticks out in my brain. But I've seen a lot of movies. I don't think I've seen this one. Who's in it? George Brent? I don't think I know that guy. Yeah, I don't think I know these people in that movie. Yeah, okay. Well, I will keep that in my memory when I'm looking for something to watch, I guess, because I love movies from that era. So, yeah, man, if anyone has any recommendations for old movies, does anyone watch All Quiet on the Western Front, man? Like from the old one from I think 1930, 1931. That's a crazy pre-code horror movie right there. Or a war movie. I'm fucking stoned, dude. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Everyone's saying Void Rivals. Okay. That's pretty cool. All right. We'll have to check it out. Prayers says, pre-code anything is awesome. Hate that censorship happens to any medium. I agree, dude. Like, this is kind of a rant I want to go on at some point, so what better time than now, right? But yeah, it's crazy because I kind of see similar stuff sort of coming back. Like, they're not as explicit in calling it censorship now, but you can see it happening because studios, they all have stuff they're not allowed to say, they're not allowed to put in movies. And it seems to be done at like a studio by studio basis because you had like Deadpool and Wolverine. Wolverine, they were joking about how Deadpool couldn't do cocaine, but then over at DC, they had Harley Quinn doing cocaine in Birds of Prey. So seems to be there, like there's kind of a studio by studio sort of code, kind of internal censorship going on. As a kind of reaction to how sensitive the times are. And so, yeah, that's kind of something that's been frustrating me lately. I feel like a lot of media is really toned down because a lot of people are just so sensitive about everything these days. So, yeah, that's just my little rant about it. But um, Chris Park says, "How about comic book movies? Any Marvel flicks you like?" Yeah, I really dig the Spider-Man movies, all of them, honestly. I like the Tobey Maguires. I like the Andrew Garfields. I like the older X-Men movies. First Class was okay. Days of Future Past is okay. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not a big fan of the MCU in general. Like, I never really was the biggest fan of the Avengers, and I don't know. I was just always kind of mid on that, but I like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot, and Guardians 2 was a lot of fun. I haven't seen Guardians 3 yet, so I need to check that out. But yeah. Yeah, I like little bits and pieces. I like Deadpool and Wolverine too. That was a fun time. That was cool. I enjoyed that. Someone said look up Val Lawton, produced films from the 1940s. Definitely awesome movies. Thank you, Scrotus. Very, very cool. Appreciate the comments. We have Prayers Upon the Dying Light said, feel like streaming is going to ruin things fast. Yeah, I agree because we're definitely seeing, film and media becoming content and not like actual entertainment anymore. It's kind of just being made as disposable entertainment. And when we go back to the 1930s and, even before then, like early cinema, a lot of that stuff was just made as content. It wasn't really made to be taken seriously. It was made to watch once and never again, just kind of thrown away. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're getting back to now with streaming services making exclusives for their platforms and then just plucking these things off and they'll never be seen again. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. Seems like a lot of creative integrity. We're not seeing people make films that they're proud of anymore and films that they really want to watch. And so, I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with my channel, and I'm not like abiding to any censorship or any crap like that because I don't care about that. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to make stuff I want to make and that I would want to watch. And I feel like that's what everyone should be doing. It boggles my mind that we have to have a conversation about this, about, people just being able to create their vision and tell their story their way. It's really a shame. And for a while, I thought that streaming was going to be good for like creative freedom, but now it definitely doesn't seem to be going that way. And it's a real shame. Don't enjoy it very much. And it sucks. Like I used to go to the movies all the time. I used to be a big movie goer. I loved going out to the theater, and lately everything's just felt kind of trash. Like I'm not trying to be like super negative, but I haven't really been enjoying a lot of movies, and I want to. Like, I really, really, I love that experience going out to the cinema, going out with friends, having a group there and just doing our thing, but it's just not the same anymore. Like the movies just aren't that good these days. Like I remember we watched Barbenheimer. That was probably like the most fun I've had at the movie in a long time was Barbenheimer. We have Manuel, and I highlighted his comments already. Do you want to read my comic? I can send you a digital copy. It has some comedy and horror elements. Heck yeah, dude. Just like leave a comment or something with where I can get a hold of you. You can do it after the stream or whenever you want. But yeah, I'd be down to read anything. I'm trying to read more independence. I actually have a stack that was given to me by a friend, someone who watches the channel, and he got some books that were written by a friend of his, and I plan on reviewing that. So, yeah, I have a little, I have a little thing I'm planning on doing some reviews, reading some more indie stuff. So, yeah, definitely be down. Just let me know where to get a hold of you, and I definitely check that out. Yes, Scrotus says watch more old films. Yeah, I think everyone should. I totally agree. I have a lot and I've watched quite a bit and I'm always trying to watch more. Like honestly, like that's kind of where I'm at. Like when new stuff comes out, everyone's like, "Oh, did you watch this?" Like, nah, dude, like I was watching a noir from the 40s. Like I don't know, man. Chris Parks, do you draw or write? Any artistic talents? I really do like writing. I think I'm a pretty good writer. I've always been pretty good with that. I was a good artist as a kid. I was pretty good at drawing, pretty good at stuff like that. I've always just been a creative person and I really love video production, so kind of my main creative outlet, but writing kind of goes hand in hand with that because I do some videos where, I write some outlines. And I want to do more where, I could do some research and kind of write some, sort of outlines, kind of video essay type stuff. I've always felt pretty good about my writing abilities. So, yeah, I've always been a very creative person. And I'd like to get back into drawing, honestly, because I feel like I could be pretty good with it. I spent a lot of time just being so particular and critical of myself, but I think I could definitely do it. We have Prayers Upon the Dying Light. Indie Comics is where my heart is. That's awesome, dude. And honestly, it's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing that indie is just where it's at right now. Like, that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna check out more of that because I really like, a lot of the DC stuff that I'm reading, but real talk, I kind of like the stuff that's more like independent on its own. Like, I like reading the stories, like the Batman stories, where it's just kind of him as a detective doing his thing, like not attached to the greater DC universe or anything like that. And so I feel like I should just be reading more independent. So I should just be reading stuff that's not like connected to anything else and it's just kind of its own whole universe. So yeah, dude, that is a major goal this year. More independence. Um, Thinking of doing comic content, but feel like if it's not DC or Marvel, it'll fall into the void. Dude, I don't know about that. Just do your thing. Like when I was thinking about starting, I mentioned this earlier, I was kind of worried that I was like too niche and I was just kind of, just being a DC only collector. But you know what, man? it's about the personality, like, it's about you and what you bring to the table, so if you doing your thing is going to make someone an indie fan, if it's gonna make someone a comic fan and an indie fan, then freaking do it, man. I don't know. You have the passion for it, if you have the drive, if it's something you wanna do, if you're worried, maybe start on Instagram. It's kind of where I was at. Like, I got my start posting on Instagram for years because I didn't think anyone really cared. I was just looking for somewhere to post like Batman toys, stuff like that. But it wound up kind of escalating over the years and now we're here. So, you know, I just say you never know if you don't try. You never know what could happen if you don't try. So, if it's something you want to do, just do it. Give it a shot. I don't know, man. Manuel says, by the way, I'm a screenwriter. Okay, dude, I will. That's pretty cool, dude. Awesome. Heck yeah. Good to see you. Thank you for checking out the show, man. Good shit. I'll check that out. Thank you. Captain Kurt. Hello. What's up? Thank you. Lights are dope. They're a cheap piece of shit, but they do the job, so that's cool. And then we got Captain Kurt. Man, she's a stoner, my type of lady. Yeah, dude. Maybe a little bit. So I'm just gonna tell the story in case if anyone missed my stream from yesterday, but it was kind of a funny story when I was filming my Queen City bookstore video. And so, like I'm a pretty quiet person most of the time, so I was just doing my thing, making my video, and I normally don't talk unless if like I have something to say. So I'm just being quiet, doing my thing, and then the owner of the store and some other patron, they're talking about like drugs in the 80s, shit like that. And then they're talking about weed. And so then the owner of the store looks over at me and he's like, have you ever been high before? And he's just like looking at me thinking I'm just kind of this sweet, innocent young girl. And this dude has no idea. So I'm just like, yeah, maybe once or twice today. So yeah, that's where I'm at, man. Hell yeah. I'm always smoking. We got prayers saying best motivation ever. Well, you're welcome, man. I'm really glad I can motivate you. That's all I really want to do is just try to bring out the best in people, and that's really all I try to do with YouTube and with the content I make. I just really want to help people embrace the best side of themselves, the most authentic part of themselves. And I want them to find joy through comics, I want them to just appreciate, maybe not being too serious all the time, just being a little bit goofy. That's why, like at first I was so embarrassed of that stream yesterday and I made it private and I was like, oh no, I was just thinking that my life was over. And obviously it wasn't. It was okay. And I watched it over and you know what? It was fine. And so that's why I wanted to go live today, because I just really wanted to just kind of have that opportunity to sort of chill out and just sort of make up for the fact that I was acting a fool. But you know what? This is me. This is who I am. I smoke. I've smoked in all of my videos, pretty much every single one that you've seen. I've been lighting up beforehand, so if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry, but um, you know what? That's me. And so just, do you. Do you, whatever that is, whatever brings out the best side of you. That's what I want with my channel. That's what I want to encourage from you and from anyone out there who is struggling to put themselves out there, from anyone who might be going through a rough time. I just want them to know, like, your time will come, you just need the right mindset. So that's all. Captain Kurt says, "Where are you from?" I'm from like the Western New York, Buffalo area, so think like Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Wings, that kind of area where people are being thrown through tables and all the good stuff like that. Good old Buffalo, New York. Is it okay to leave a link to my Facebook account? Yes, sir. I don't think you can leave links in the chat, so I'm not sure how that is. So maybe um I can send my email, or if you have an email you want to send. So I'm not sure if you could send links in the chat. We have name changes. Hello, how are you? So yeah, does anyone have anything they want to talk about? We've been going for about an hour, so I'll keep going if someone wants to keep the chat going. But yeah, Manuel, if you want, I can throw my email in the chat if you want to get a hold of me there. Got Murray Gelman. Hello, how's it going, sir? Yeah, this has been chill. This has been fun. I appreciate all the people coming by, chatting with me. All right, thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. Yeah, I really need to take a day where I just like give myself a few hours and start reading. But that's the thing. Once I start reading, that's all I want to do. And I try doing all this other stuff. And so it's really hard for me to carve out time for stuff like reading. Like, I don't watch TV shows. Like, I always have people asking me about, like, if I watch some TV show, but no, like, I don't give myself any time, and even then, like, I'm more of a movie person. I'm just so bad at committing to shows. Like, I just watched episode 4 of The Penguin, and whoa, that was an awesome episode of The Penguin. My goodness, I really liked that. But yeah, I want to watch more of that. I just don't really give myself much time, so yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should just take a day for me, just do some reading, maybe finish some shows. I don't know. We got Scrotus saying, "Are you a Sabres fan?" I'd like to be a Sabres fan. They're not very, they're not really something to look forward to. But I kind of have a soft spot for the Sabres. My dad used to work at the arena that they play at, so yeah, I always had, like a bit of a, you know, soft spot for them. My dad works, close with them, so that was cool. Glad you tried another live chat. Yeah, dude, like I was saying before, I really want to make live streaming a normal thing on the channel. I want to, kind of do like a news story kind of thing. That way I can have more people to bounce off of. I can have more time for each story I want to talk about, and we can just have the whole chat thing going because I really dig that. Like we're just chilling and really appreciate that. Only the only show I've watched was all season 1 of Has Been Hotel from the name changes. Yeah, we watched that. Luke is a big cartoon fan, and so that was something that he really wanted to watch, and I really dug it. I thought it was pretty cool. I used to not be biggest fan of animation and cartoons, but I mean, obviously, I love DC animated movies these days, and so yeah, yeah, Hospital Hotel was pretty cool. I'm definitely interested in another season, and those musical numbers were actually pretty cool too. Normally, kind of cheesy, but thought that was pretty fun. Name changes said hockey is an awesome sport. I feel you, man. I'm not like a sports fan, but I can dig some hockey. Like, I'm not a football fan. Everyone here is like Bills, Mafia. Everyone's hardcore Bills, but I don't care about football. I'm sorry. I like, I dig some hockey though, even though the Sabres can be a little bit of a disappointment most of the time. In my book, you can have one of the original 6 and one extension team. Okay, yeah. You like TMNT? Yeah, I dig TMNT. Heck yeah, that's something I've always been into ever since I was like a little kid. There was quite a bit of TMNT stuff coming out back then. So yeah, I have The Last Ronin that I'm starting to read, so that'll be really cool. It's one I want to check out. I've never really read like a whole lot of Turtles comics. I've read like some here and there, but yeah, I really like them, so I want to get more into the comics. Sounds cool. Scrotus says if you like video games and animated stuff, watch Secret Level. Okay, yeah, I don't know anything about that. Is that a show? Movie? For TMNT, I get 5 cover A's and 5 cover B's to get the 1 in 10 incentive. I got the 1 in 75 cover, the Bermejo cover for the recent TMNT one with Roth on it. And that was really cool, and I got that for cover price, so yeah, can't complain, can't beat that. Is an actual translator for Russian TMNT comics. That's really sweet, dude. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that is incredible. Wow. Great work, man. Great work. Yeah, I love TMNT. Secret Level is a series on Prime. Okay, I have Prime. I'll have to check that out. Dude, I gotta go off on a little rant though, because man, I can't stand Amazon. Like, we have Prime, but man, everything from Amazon is like fucking dog shit. I swear. Like, it's a lot of garbage on Amazon. Like, I feel like when I buy shit from like Dollar Tree, at least it's like, okay, this is terrible. but it's still like good for the price. But Amazon, it's like you're spending up like $10+ for something that's not even gonna be good for one use, gonna fall apart like out of the box pretty much. Like I moved into my house recently, and so we bought a lot of stuff from Amazon when we were moving, and I just keep getting this shit that keeps breaking over and over. And so yeah, that's another little rant I have to go on. I really can't stand Amazon. Like unless if you're buying like name brand products, like products you know and trust and there's like a good deal. Sometimes it can make sense with that free shipping, but they're a horrible company. I don't know, man. Like I don't get into that kind of stuff, but overall, I'm just sick and tired of absolute garbage quality becoming normal like that, and it just being accepted that we have to buy more and more junk because everything's gonna fall apart. Um, Name changes says Bermejo is awesome. Nice pickup. Thank you, man. Yeah, Bermejo is great. I have a lot of his covers for like Detective Comics. I love when he draws Batman, and of course, I love the way he drew Bruce Wayne in Batman Damned. We got Scrotus69, not an Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, not a great company. Not my favorite, that's for sure. We got Manual saying, and the comic I'm going to send you is written by me and drawn by TMNT artists. Okay, dude, that's sweet. Okay, my goodness, like, thank you so much again. I really appreciate you. You don't have to do that. Of course, nobody ever has to do anything like that for me, but it's always appreciated when you do. And I definitely, I'm here because I want to make videos for you guys and entertain and, give an honest and fair review for stuff. And so I am very excited to check that out. I'm always interested to see different stuff, different writers I hadn't heard of. And yeah, so this is very exciting. Very, very cool. Thank you. I'm very, very interested. Yeah, that's cool, dude. That's what I love about like comics and these live streams is that like I'm always getting to meet and interact with new people and like find different sectors of the comic space I didn't know about before. And so thank you, Manuel. It sounds like you are doing some awesome stuff in the comic book world, and I'm honored that you're here, chatting with me and that you want me to read your stuff. That's really, really sweet. So thank you very much, my sir. Appreciate you. And we got name changes. What's it look like for the modern comics? Will you do a weekly show on them, or will you do more dollars? I feel like my content is kind of a mix. I definitely think I should cover modern weekly comics more. And I think going into the new year, that's something I would like to do. I'm not sure if maybe I want to incorporate that into like the live stream format, or if I want to just kind of do it as like my own separate thing. But yeah, I definitely want to cover that more going into the new year. And I like doing like dollar bins, but I definitely I want there to be less of a focus on spending a bunch of money, impulse purchases, and stuff like that going into the new year, and make it more a focus on reading. However, your girl can't lie. I'm gonna be going out to those comic shops and I'm gonna be digging through those bins and you're gonna be getting that footage to watch. And so it's gonna go like that. Like I can't lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh no, I'm not gonna go out and buy any comics this year. I'm gonna, save all my money. Like that's not me. That's not how this is going. But I do want to make this shit more of a focus on reading and what I'm reading as opposed to just what I'm picking up. If you catch my drift. And Name Changes says there's tons of comic book people if you're down for a live stream. I mean, sure, dude, I'm down for whatever. Yeah, I'm here right now, but yeah, I'm down for whatever. Where's Selena? I don't know. She ain't here. She ain't here. We got Scrotus saying digging through bins is awesome. Yes, I agree, dude. I'm always out there looking for deals, looking for cool stuff, looking for like filler, Batman, Green Lantern, Superman, whatever I'm collecting kind of issues. So yeah, always fun digging through the bins, finding different stuff you didn't know about or stuff you've been looking for a long time. It's just definitely fun, definitely a thrill, and I like making those videos. They're a lot of fun. We got Manuel. Have you ever heard of any Russian comics? No, enlighten me while I go get some water. Okay. Yeah, Manuel, you should check out Major Grom. Okay. Yeah, never heard of that before. Yeah, I'm definitely a stranger to foreign comics. I like foreign movies, so I feel like I would like foreign comics, but might be a little bit harder to get around. But yeah, I like that stuff. Yeah, well, let's see. We've been going for a little over an hour, so I might cut the stream soon because I don't really have much to talk about tonight. I just wanted to have a little bit of a fun hangout, just kind of explain myself a little bit for last night. That was a little bit embarrassing, maybe, but not really. It wasn't that bad. It was all in good fun, and you know what? I wasn't hurt. Nobody was hurt. We just chilled out for a little bit, and I was just a little bit whew, a little up there, but you know what? That's okay because I'm still here. Yeah, still got me. So yeah, I'm gonna just read whatever last comments come in, and then I'm gonna cut the stream off. And, my other streams going forward are gonna be more prepared than this. I'll have like a little bit of an outline that we're gonna go off of, but obviously I'm gonna ad lib. I'm gonna kind of add my own things. But tonight, I wasn't really prepared. I didn't really have crazy, much I was going off of. Just wanted to hang out and chat. But all right, we got Manuel saying there's a film called Grom Plague. I'm sorry. Major Grom Plague Doctor, based on the Russian comics. It received an English dub. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out. I don't really like watching dubs as much personally. I like watching the original version with subtitles. That's how I normally watch like foreign films. I've watched quite a few like French, Italian films, and I normally always watch them just dubbed. Lucas. Okay. So yeah, I think why is he all right. I think this is it. I think we're done. Nobody has anything else. So thank you for hanging out. Okay, I don't know. All right, we got peace. Thank you guys. I'm tired. So thank you for hanging out with me. I didn't really have much to go off of tonight. Just little chit chat, just kind of fill the air since I didn't really stream for very long last night. I had to give up pretty early, so whatever. It was fun. It was all good. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do more of these, and they'll be a lot more structured and more prepared, and we'll have a lot more fun shit to talk about. So, thank you again to all of you fun people for hanging out. This was pretty cool. Alrighty. Peace.